Welcome, Brony nerds and gamers. My name is Drummy, and this is my little Skyrim. In the last episode, we took care of some business of hunting and running around, and now we're in a mine to collect some. Ooh, honey nut tree. Uh, to collect some iron and get some experience, just general experience. In general. Ooh, what do we got here? Book. A tattered journal. They have had me working down here for days now. It's not the time that's getting to me, though. It's these tunnels. I've told them countless times now to add extra supports to the weak sections of tunnel. If only we had more of these wooden beams that we reinforced with bronze bottoms. Honestly, if I hear the earth shift one more time above my head, I'll be so stressed I may stop drinking for good. I mean, what's a Nord without his mead? And obviously he died. A pity for him. I pity the fool who get crushed by rocks. Okay, let's go. I was saying, a honey nut treat. I actually make honey nut checks for a living. I work for General Mills, and I make, and I make that stuff. That's what I do. That's my livelihood. That's what I do when I'm not recording these videos, basically. And it pays well enough. Here we got a lever. Most likely to activate this drawbridge. And of course, the bandits come out for a walk. I don't believe I covered this in the last episode, but this is what many of them in the Morrowind series are called It's called the first dungeon. Basically, it is a standard in a. You! What? Did anyone else see that?
Something.
Excuse me. Oh, I leveled. Awesome! And I got a corundum ingot, which does nothing for me. A grilled chicken breast, yum. Mead, and a steel sword. What kind of sword am I using? I'm using an imperial sword. Screw that, I'll use the imperial sword. At least until I find something better, you know what I mean? As I was saying, this dungeon is basically known as the first dungeon for the Elder Scrolls series. And what that comes about to is that in the Elder Scrolls series, as soon as you leave the beginning area, whether it's a Helgen for Skyrim, or if it's the dock, the port city in Morrowind, or the prisons in what is it? In Oblivion. There's usually a cave or some kind of dungeon that you can get to very early on. And in this case, ooh, I'll just take all this while I'm in here. But you get to the cave very easily, usually it's within eyesight. And some people would argue that Bleak's Fall Barrow would be the first cave for Skyrim, and we'll probably get to Bleak Falls Barrows in the next episode. I don't have as much time today to mess around here. Ooh, iron ore vein. Where's the people though?
What was that?
Oh, that was just me. I didn't realize you were standing there. Could I have seen you from here? I should have been able to. You sneaked up on me, and I got your key. Didn't even have to work for it. I like that. And now I'll take this. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. But this is the first cave you find in Skyrim. It's the first cave you come across. So this is technically speaking, your your first cave. And basically, it provides you a very small challenge, and gives you some reasonably nice loot for your trouble. Just gets you on your way. You don't have to feel bad because you're not doing anything wrong. You're just killing bandits in a mine that, doesn't belong to them. They're technically attacking you, so there's no moral quandary. It's just a very easy first, uh, you know, dungeon to go into. Just taking all their food. They won't need it. They're about to be dead. Give me your chest. I'll take that steel mace from in there. Ooh, these are pretty. These are pretty heavy. Whatever. I'll pick them up. I don't want to carry too much. I just think it's stupid to walk around carrying like 200 pounds worth of junk, then like drag it all to a merchant who will only give me roughly 200 gold for all of my things. Which kind of sucks, but whatever. You know what? That's not a problem. A lot of people joke and and like to freak out about, oh well, hey, why is there a gold limit in games? Why? Well, because think about it. If there wasn't a gold limit, the merchant has an unlimited supply of money. The fact that the merchant has a limited supply of money gives so much to the realism of the game. You have to wait until that merchant sells the goods that you traded in, and then restocks their own supply. And then I'm gonna pull out my bow. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting I gotta do this. There we go. Just sneak up on this guy here with my awesomeness. Oh, you. Haha, doesn't matter, you're dead. Oh, goodness. Ah, I got another YouTube subscriber. This is awesome. I'm surprised. I'm getting a lot of YouTube subscribers ever since Comic-Con. And I didn't even give out any Ooh, hello. Oh, shit. Thank you. I'm certainly getting the sneakiness. Oh, man! Holy... I think that's everybody, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and level up, since this is our first level. When your level increases, you must choose to increase your health, magicka, or stamina. You can also select a new perk at this time, or save it for later. Available perks are highlighted in each constellation. So, magicka, health, and stamina. Magicka only increases the amount of magic you have. It does not increase like the amount of damage you do with your magic spells. That's increased by a combination of the type of spell you use and your proficiency with that school of magic. Health increases your health. It increases nothing else except your health, which is cool if you're low on health. I mean, having more health is great. And stamina increases the stamina, which is used for your power attacks, for running. It also determines your carrying weight. If you're a big magic person, like I'm pretty much planning to do, you'd pretty much go with magicka and health. But if you're a big melee fighter in this game, or a rogue, or I don't know if there are power shots you can make with a bow. I'm not used to using a bow in Skyrim. I usually go in with the sword and shield. But we'll just increase our health to start off with. And then we get a perk. And since we're going big with the destruction, we want to make these spells much cheaper to cast. That way, in a pinch, we can just burn our victims down without worrying about it. Very important thing if you want to start using that spell from any spell from that school is to have that that perk. I almost said feat, which it's not really a feat. It's a perk, but whatever. You know, it's whatever I say it is. Okay, let's just go with that. Did I turn off clothes? Oh no, I make clothes on the tanning thing. Ah, we got some iron ingots. Let's see. I don't have any leather to make that stuff better. And grindstone. I believe this increases my my armory. So let's go ahead and make them better. I believe that also gives me like a slightly better price if I sell them. Some people who are power gamers might argue that I'm going to be playing. If you are a power gamer, just so you know, this is not the Let's Play for you to watch. Holy crap! It's smithing, by the way, not armory. It used to be called armory in past Elder Scrolls games. Light Armor Forging by Revis Sarvani. This is one of the skill books, which the skill books sometimes have interesting stories to them, but most of the time they're instructional booklets. Like there are two classes of light armor, metallic and non-metallic. Elven and glass are metallic armors. And you may be surprised to think that glass can be thought of as metallic, but appearances are deceiving. What we call glass is nothing like the window panes you see in houses. The greenish material is far stronger and has a much higher melting point. Non-metallic armors are hide, studded leather, and scaled. For these armor types, the forger is as much a tailor as a blacksmith. All use large pieces of leather stitched together with leather strips. Studded armor also needed iron ingots from which you will make the studs and metal rings that make it more effective than simple hide. Scaled armor uses steel instead of iron, but the steel is infused with corundum to make the metal inserts stronger. For centuries, the secret of making elven armor was a closely guarded secret on Somerset Isle. Then the betrayal of Oval Laren brought it to the rest of Tamriel, which I don't know who Oval Laren is. Oh, but there, Oval was a dark elf slave working the bellows for Nulian, the master smith of the Isle from the 5th through the 7th century of the Second Era. When Oval escaped, he could think of no greater punishment to mete out his cruel master than reveal all of his secrets to the world. Thus we came to know that moonstone is the key ingredient in elven armor, and that salt water must be used to quench the hot metal. For gilded elven armor, you must also meld in quicksilver. It melts at a much lower heat than moonstone, making it tricky to work the two metals together. The trickiest of all is glass. Hammer blows struck across the grain run the risk of shattering the armor. Its principal ingredient is malachite, although it also requires moonstone to give it the right strength. And there you have it. That's the entire book. Congratulations. That's pretty much all there is to it. It's not that big of a deal, really. But that brings up my smithing, which increasing the smithing increases the damage of the weapons that you create, and it also increases the armors that you create. Now, I was just saying before that those who are pretty much Skyrim master players are probably going to look at my Let's Play and think of me as a noob. I know of all the tricks you can do in Skyrim to make your weapons and armor impenetrably good. But I don't want to play like that. I want to play it my way. And I think in any Elder Scrolls game, it's important that you get the enjoyment out of it, because you're the one who's going to be sitting down and playing it. You're the one who's going to be killing the bad guys and saving the damsels in distress and doing questionable things to people's bodies and corpses after they die. Or, whatever it is you enjoy doing. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we killed everybody, so all good there. Ooh, look at that. Got some nice jewels. See, this is the joy of the starter dungeon. It gets you some really, really nice things to start off with, and only provides a minimal challenge just to test yourself, and get you prepared for some of the more harder areas later on. And believe me, there will be some areas which will be just downright impenetrable early on. I also was thinking about, in the last episode, we had a lady come up to us and was crying about bandits or slave traders or whatever. I don't even remember what it was, but she was complaining that she had just escaped. And I think that it would be a good idea to head out in that direction as soon as we can. Skyrim sort of does a scaling thing for levels. So at lower levels, some things are easier. However, some things don't change. It's kind of a, oh hey, we got a hunting bow. Well, that's better than the longbow I have, and I'll take your arrows, and I'll take your mead, and once we come up here and I see that there's nothing else up here other than this trap. See, that's a sound trap. You're supposed to knock by it, and then, see, that's the thing I didn't understand. Apparently, you're supposed to approach from this area and then come through here, but I've never been in a situation where, like, I would have crossed by it that way. But whatever, you know, it doesn't really matter. But let's come on back down after I jump in the water. Whee! And we'll come back here, and we're going to get some firewood from the wood chopping block. And we're going to take this new hunting bow, and we're going to make it into a fine hunting bow. Because you know why? It's a fine hunting bow. Yeah, I just made that joke, okay? Just calm down. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, it takes leather strips. Oh. And let me guess, there's no tanning thing. Well, we're done in this dungeon, so we can leave. And it's probably just best to go the way we came. Why? I don't know. It just is. Why? I don't even know where that comes out, and I don't want to bother. It's just more running around than I need to. Besides, I want to go back to Riverwood and sell off all my loot. And oh, you thought you had me there, Rock Trap. Oh, I almost forgot about that. It says we're not coming back here, though. That could have been me. Yeah, that would have been nuts. Ah, jeez. Wow. I am sure a lucky one. What time is it in the game? 7:44 a.m. Nice. Nice. I didn't even realize it was that quick. But I think we should head off to that bandit camp the soonest chance we get. You know, when I play this game, gosh, most of the time it takes me forever just to get along to the main quest, because I spend just hours upon hours walking around the areas, finding new places, new stories. The main quest is never even that important. You just get the shouts, and that's about it. And then as soon as you start getting shouts, you can get as many shouts as you want. Once you get the first shout, then you know you're pretty much free to get all the rest. And if you go through the main quest, you get some extra shouts, and then like that's all there is to the main quest, is just getting lots of shouts. It's so much fun just to run around and get into trouble. Which is why I turn off the fast traveling, because if you turn off fast traveling, you're forced to travel to a lot of remote areas, and along the way, a lot of things happen. Some things happen more than once. You'll notice in my Let's Play, if you continue to watch it, which I hope you do, that a lot of things might start repeating themselves. You'll start. Do I even have any leather?
But I tell you, I saw a dragon.
Whatever, lady. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you saw. Oh, and this guy, Alvor, he'll teach you how to,
Ain't every day we get visitors in
how to use the forge. He also gives you some free stuff, and it lets you
Yes,
get some free smithing. So let's do this really quick.
You smith me an iron dagger. Here's everything you need to make one.
All right, Alvor.
Good day.
Let's see, an iron dagger you want. I can
Whatever
make
you need.
iron
Here
arrows.
is simple and
Why is it in
strong.
like 2 different kinds? No.
You can forge it.
Firewood and iron ingot. Why would you... I wonder if I have 2 mods that are conflicting with each other. Maybe Fallscar adds an arrow crafting. Technically speaking, a proper arrow would use a leather strip. But screw that. We're just going to make this.
That's a decent weapon you've made there.
Why, thank you.
You looking for a new blade?
Here's your iron dagger.
Not bad, but it's a little dull. How about you sharpen it up? Just need a bit of metal and the grindstone over there.
Awesome.
Aye.
We'll upgrade the hunting bow so we can start using that. And the iron dagger for him.
I could forge you a war hammer. This
Here's
looks
your
good.
dagger.
You put time into your blades. They'll serve you well when you need them.
Awesome.
Want to keep helping? How about you make some armor? Let's start by tanning some leather on the rack.
Alright. Sounds good to me. Before we do that, though, let's go in here. No, I want to keep that. Hunting bow. Favorite it and equip it.
All right then.
I'm looking like a natural-born hunter. Better than a natural-born killer, you know what I mean? Alright. Cool. Bring the leather to Alvor.
Whatever you.
Here's the leather.
Good. A lot of weapons and armor need leather for straps, fittings, that kind of thing. Let's see if you can make a hide helmet. Here's the rest of what you need.
Rightio, boss.
Good day.
So you come over here to the haha, the forge, and you make a leather helmet. Bada bing, bada boom. I think I was supposed to do that.
You the sneaky type?
Ah,
Got
crap!
some
I wasn't
nice
supposed to do
daggers
that.
around here
What was I supposed to do? J. Oh, craft a hide helmet. Oh, for crying out loud. Well, at least I had enough leather to do both.
somewhere. Need something?
Here's a hide helmet.
I should hire you to be my assistant at this rate. Let's improve the fit. Take this leather to the workbench over there.
Awesome. And then we do that. And give it back to Alvor.
Iron or steel is what you need. You have talent. Keep working at your craft, and you'll be a fine smith one day. Why don't you keep that dagger and helmet? Maybe you'll remember me when you're making Skyforge steel, huh?
Maybe. Who knows? So Alvor is the he's the father of Hadvar, the Imperial Guard, who we could have gone with. And like I was saying, there you have all this steel right here,
Whatever you need.
which
Mine
we
is
could
here,
have
simple and strong.
used.
I can forge it.
Wait a minute. Didn't I already get it? I thought in the other episode I took all the steel ingots. I didn't? What did I do? Huh. I don't know. Well, we've got our fine hunting bow. Unfortunately, all of our leather armor is still kind of bleh, because we still need more leather, and I don't think I have leather strips. So
You looking for a new blade? Take a look.
let's just use you and get some more leather. It's pretty cheap. So we'll buy, how many do we need? We need a helmet, a bracers, armor, and boots. So buy the leather, and now we don't need strips, and don't need iron ingot. Actually, I've kind of backed myself into a corner because without steel ingots, I can't improve my Imperial Sword anymore. But whatever. It's all good. Sell that, sell that, sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. And sell... Well, 12 and... Oh, my leather helmet's much better anyway. And we don't need that, so we sell that. And keep the ore because I'm going to turn into iron ingots soon enough. Awesome. And I've got 39. Alright, now we'll improve this leather armor. Awesome. Now we are fit to go to Bleak Falls Barrow. Unfortunately, Bleak Falls Barrows will have to wait for the next episode. I only have enough time to just drop off some stuff in the Riverwood Trader and get ready for that fiasco mess.
The sooner you... Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Well, let's see. Keep the potions. Sell the cheese wedge. Sell the bread. Mead. Wine. What else? Yeah, that'll be good. Keep the ingredients so that we can make potions out of it. Keep the brief history. Keep that. Sell that. Keep that. Sell a tattered journal. I'm not going to keep the books in this Let's Play, guys, because I have another game where I keep all the books, and I have them all stacked up in a bookshelf. Which is kind of cool, because, like, I plan to, like, sit down one day and just read them all. And, whatever. But, I'll keep Brief History of the Vampire Volume 2. Because maybe as soon as we'll find Volume 1, we'll start with Volume 1. I think you can find Volume 1. I'm not entirely sure if you can even find it. This note prevents fast travel in Skyrim. I don't think it's the note that prevents the fast travel, but whatever. I'll keep it anyway. Shows the path to current goal. I don't know if I read the song Pelennor, but it's only worth 2, so it's no use selling it right now. And raise zombie. Reanimate a weak dead body to fight for you for 60 seconds. This is actually a very good spell. It's a conjuration spell, but it's also a very good one. So is oak flesh. And I think I'm going to use oak flesh, because that's going to help me with my armor. Fury works to make people attack each other, or attack me so I can attack them, but I'm not going to play like that. No reason to. And I have enough money. I have enough money for it, but I don't know if I want to play with conjuration. Yeah, you know what? Let's play the conjuration. It always helped my last Let's Play. Not my last Let's Play, but my last playing through of Skyrim. So we got Clairvoyance, Oak Flesh, and Ray Zombie. Awesome. Well, with that, we have to call it here for tonight. Join us again next time here on Brony Nerds and Gamers. We will play more of My Little Skyrim. If you like this video, leave a like or comment below, and stay tuned for the next episode pretty soon.